in prison. I see the world clear through these Cartier lenses. I came a long distance.
And I've got to say, in all honesty, it's the biggest piece of dog shit.
Hi guys, welcome back to my channel for another review of Life After Lockup. My name is LaShawn J, and today we're going to be doing a review on Season 4, Episode 45, Blindsided and Divided. Okay guys, let's just get right into it. So the first couple I'm going to talk about is Lindsay and Blaine. So we see Blaine come home from going ahead and accepting the deal and taking the 3 years of probation or in-house arrest, basically. That's what he's doing. And he comes home, he's talking to Lindsay. She asked him about how his day was. He said, oh, his day was fine. She talked to him about his father and how his father was insinuating them getting married. And he was like, well, it's probably because I'm always talking about you to my dad. So that's the first thing that came to his mind was us getting married. So, Lindsay's folding the laundry. They walk towards the room. They're talking. And, he's like, you know what? You go ahead and take a shower. Take a bath. I'm going to go ride a dirt bike. And she was like, no, you don't need to ride the dirt bike. Just stay in. And he's like, no, I need some wind therapy. And she was like, no, I got all the therapy you need right here. So she proceeds to kiss on him and start taking off his clothes. And she finds that he has an ankle monitor on. And she flips out because she was not notified about him having an ankle monitor. And he was like, well, I took a deal. I don't have to pay the whole $15,000 to the lawyer anymore. And I took a deal. So I'm basically on house arrest for the next 3 years. And she was like, so why would you not tell me about this? Let me know what's going on. And he was like, well, I did this for me. I thought you was going to be happy. I didn't tell you about it ahead of time. But you know what? I took a deal. So she gets mad. She goes in the kitchen. She gets some water trying to calm down. She's like, but you don't even understand what the deal that you're taking, how it could affect me, because I'm paroled and I could be around you. You're supposed to be somebody who had charges, but now you're basically an inmate. You're on house arrest. You're still like an inmate. I'm not supposed to be around no inmates. And he's like, no, I don't see the problem. I don't think it's going to be a problem. And she throws a cup of water in his face. She gets pissed off. She walks in the room, slams the door. He told her about every single person that he told the deal to. Like, he told everybody, hey, I'm getting a deal. Hey, I'm getting a deal. I don't got to go to jail. This is great news. But he couldn't tell her. And I completely understand. Like she was saying, how are we in a relationship together, but you're not letting me know anything? You're not talking to me about anything. We talked about communication and still you're not communicating with me. So now Blaine is basically second guessing his decision to take the deal, because now they might not be able to live together depending on his conditions of his deal and her conditions of parole. So that's about all we really saw about the two of them. Blaine is just, I don't even know what to call him. He just don't have the common or the sense. So Lindsay should have known what she was getting herself into. So the next couple I want to talk about is Aerys and Cameron. So we see Aerys and her daughter. They come in the house. I guess she just picked up from school. And she's just like, it's so hot in here. So hot in here. And she's like, yeah, we're going to get it fixed. We're going to get the AC fixed. Like, this is like the third episode they've been getting this AC fixed. And they still can't get this AC fixed. They done went on the dinner date. They done shopped and bought chairs. But yet still, they can't get the AC fixed. So she's calling Cameron. She's like, yeah, Cameron is supposed to be out there looking for a job. He's job hunting. So she's calling him. And she can't get in touch with him. And she's texting him. She's calling him. She's texting him. She can't get in touch with him. So she packs her daughter up, as she always do, and brings her daughter to her friend Priscilla. She was like, you know what? You're going to spend the night with Priscilla. Pack a bag, and I'm going to see you later. She takes her daughter to Priscilla and comes back home just to worry about where Cameron at.
Stop it. Get some help.
Okay, Aerys. Every time this girl is either with your dad, with your mom, with Priscilla, with another friend, it's always somebody. Not ever you. Because you out chasing after Cameron. Why? So Cameron is a grown man. He's going to do what he want to do. Regardless of, you could call it marriage, you call it relationship, you call it he has a family now. All these things that you pointed out, he knows this. He knows this because he agreed to be in this relationship, this marriage, this family. So you chasing after him and hunting him down to do these certain things that you want, and you think in your head that he's supposed to be doing now because he's a family man now is ridiculous. Like, you should have been home, your daughter help her with her homework, cook dinner, clean up, instead of worrying about where he at. He gonna come back home eventually. That's when you get on his case. You don't drop your daughter off and go chase and worry about him. She's the one you're supposed to be worrying about, not him. So she drops her daughter off at Priscilla's house and she goes home to worry about Cameron, a grown man who knows exactly where he's at. He knows what he's doing. He purposely is not answering the phone. Like, she's talking about she's so worried, please. So she's there calling him. Cameron's in the studio rapping. He said he had a little bit of money saved away and he went to get some studio time, but didn't get the AC fix or go out and look for a job. So he's all in a good mood. He looks like he was drinking a little bit. Aerys at the house. She's definitely drinking because she's stressed because in her mind, she thinks Cameron's hurt somewhere. So he gets home and he's like all cool, collected. Hey, babe, what's going on? And she's pissed. She starts screaming at him and trying to act like he's a little kid. And he gets mad. He's like, I was in the studio. And she was like, you're supposed to be out getting a job. And he like, well, I did get here 3 days ago. I'm just trying to breathe. Like, I had a little bit of money. I wanted to do some studio time. And she's like, no, you have a child now. You're married now. And all of these things that you're telling him that he already knows. So he's just like, look, she's like, oh, is it bitches in there? What was it? He was like, no, it was no bitches in there. It was just me and the engineer. She's like, but it smelled like you took a shot. He's like, it smelled like you took a shot. You're supposed to be drinking to relax. Why are you so rowdy? So she's just like, you know what? You're a child. You need to grow the F up. And Cameron was like, you know what? Watch how you talk to me. Because now, Aerys, you talking to him like he's a little kid. He's not a little kid. That's a grown man. Okay? If you stay out late, a little bit late, and you come in, you don't want nobody talking to you and be disrespectful. You're a grown man. You're a grown woman. He's a grown man. Now, did you choose to be with this grown man who's not going to prioritize the things that you want to prioritize? Yes. So this is stuff you're just going to have to accept at this point. Because like you say, your husband, you're all married now. So you're just going to have to accept it. Because I don't know why you thought he was going to change in a couple days getting out of jail and moving to Florida. That's ridiculous. So she was like, I don't got to watch nothing. He was like, you know what? You don't. But you're going to watch me walk away. And he walks up the stairs and goes in the room, slams the door. And she was like, what are you doing in here? You ain't sleeping in here. He's like, you're not sleeping. She was like, I'm not sleeping with you. He's like, I'm not sleeping with you. You must be taking the couch. She was like, no, I'm not. You're taking the couch. So he just walks downstairs and he sees the little frame that says family, starts drinking, and smashes this frame that says family. Aerys is kicking all the camera crew, WeTV out the bedroom. So I don't know what Aerys thought was going to happen when she got married to Cameron in 2 days. On the second day, introduced him to her daughter. On the third day, she moved him in her house. And what she expected, she didn't have no growth within this man's life. Y'all didn't grow together. She expected him to just grow. She planted that seed and closed the eye and blinked. And she was like, you know what? He's going to be the man that I want him to be in these few days, these few weeks. That don't just happen overnight. So all you doing is just causing more problems for yourself. Every time you drop your daughter off, going chasing after him, it's just going to be more conflict. Why do that? Let him settle in and get a little time and progress gradually instead of being on his back constantly. Because you knew he just got out of jail. He wasn't going to get a job anywhere. But it is what it is. I didn't expect Cameron to get a job and do all these things that she thought he was going to do. So it's either you accept it or you're going to leave him alone. And I suggest you leave him alone, but it don't look like it. So you're just going to have to deal with it. So the next person I want to talk about is Puffy and Amber. It picks up where we left off on the scene where she's talking to her mom and he goes into the house. So he comes out the house and he's like, okay, it's about time for us to leave because we're about to turn into a pumpkin. And Puppy looks at her mom, was like, well, I guess it's time for us to leave because we're going to turn into pumpkins. So she hugs her mom and she says bye and they proceed to leave. We see Puppy driving the car and Eric is in the passenger seat and he's like, so what did you and your mom talk about? And she was like, why? Why you want to know what me and my mother talked about? And he was like, well, it looked like when I went in, everything was cool, but while you was talking, I came out and now everybody looking at me different. And she was like, well, nothing that you don't already know. And he's like, well, what is it? What's your problem? He's like, what's your problem? And she was like, I don't have a problem. What is your problem? And he proceeds to say, my problem is that you're disrespectful. You don't appreciate nothing I do for you. And goes on a list of problems that he has. And she was like, how am I disrespectful? How am I disrespectful? Then they start arguing back and forth. And he's just like, you know what? Don't let me embarrass you. And she was like, embarrass me? You're an embarrassment. You are the embarrassment. So he gets mad. He had the mic in his hand and it looked like he was about to strike her. She stops the car and she's like, you know what? I'm just going to get out and leave and let you do whatever you want to do. He gets out the car to get in the driver's seat and then she drives off. She leaves him there. The next scene we see Puffy. She says she borrowed a friend's truck to move her stuff out of Eric's house. And she's calling Amber. She asked Amber to meet her at her mom's house. And the three of them meet up at the mom's house. But we could see clearly that Eric does a lot more than just cheat on her and verbally abuse her and treat her like crap. It's something else going on. So they get to the mom's house and she's like, yeah, I borrowed my friend's truck. I'm going to ask to put these stuff at your house. I still have a couple more things at your house, at Eric's house, that I need to get it. But me and Eric is through. Amber comes and she's like, yeah, I spoke to you yesterday and you said you wasn't ready to leave yet. So what changed from yesterday until today? And she's like, well, I just thought about it and I just decided to leave. So Amber and Puffy's mom is just telling her, you know what? Don't go back to him 2-3 days later. Like, don't say, hey, I'm leaving, I'm done. And then 2-3 days later, you're back with him. Like, don't do that. And she's like, yeah, but you know what? It took me this long to leave because I love him and I thought it was going to work out. So I'm happy she got herself out that situation. I think Amber and her mom need to be more supportive because she says she don't know what she's going to do, nowhere to stay. Like, she's clearly going to stay with her mom until further notice. But be more supportive. Just be proud of her that she took the step to even leave, because I'm pretty sure there's a lot more going on in that relationship that Amber or the mother doesn't know about it. Amber's not going to, Puppy's not going to tell y'all everything that's going on. But if y'all more supportive, she might be a little bit more open. Don't just like bash her, oh, okay, I hope you don't go back in 2-3 days. Just support her like, yes, I'm happy you took that step. I'm happy you left. And I hope you don't ever go back. That's all. That's it. The next couple I want to talk about is Brittany and Marcelino. So we see Brittany, she's driving with the kids. Like, they're going to like a yoga spa for her and the kids. So they get there. She meets up with a friend that she said that used to do her lashes. And they're talking. So Brittany let us know that she moved to Florida. Marcelino followed her. They reconciled and they're trying to make their marriage work. But like she was telling her friend, that Marcelino is still type distant to her. And it's just not like it was before. So the friend is like, so are you let him know how you feel and stuff? And she's just like, yeah, I don't know how else that I could tell him that, you know what, I want more affection. I want more attention. So we see Marcelino's at a bar. He's like, you know what, I moved from Vegas. It takes me at least 30 minutes to find a place to have a drink. He doesn't like the location that they live in right now. He does not like it at all. But he said he made the move and he's doing this for his wife and his kids. So the next scene we see Marcelino and Brittany, they're in the house with the kids. They're making a snack and Marcelino mom's come. I guess she's going to babysit the kids because they got ready to go out. So they went to like a bar and grill and they're drinking, they're talking. And I'm just like, they look like they're getting along to me. They look like everything is okay. But they started playing pools, they started drinking, and they started bringing up all the old stuff. So he's just like telling her, hey, I'm trying to meet you halfway because Brittany is saying she's not getting the affection she needs from him. And he was like, well, he's not happy. He moved out his comfort zone. He's in Florida. He doesn't want to be there. He want to be in Vegas. So he's still resentful for the move. she's resentful for everything else he was doing and how he's treating her right now. It looks like she tried and she's putting all the cheating and everything behind her, but he's not treating her the same way, as affectionate, and all the work he used to put in before he started cheating. So she's mad about that, and she's just trying to explain to him, look, I need more affection. And all he can say is that, look, I moved out from Vegas for the kids and for you. She's like, there's more to our marriage than the kids and providing. And he's like, no, it's not.
You are so dumb. You are really dumb. For real.
So it's looking like maybe Marcelino is just getting tired of Brittany, I guess. I don't understand. He's saying he's trying, but he doesn't look like he's trying. He's more in the relationship for comfort, just that somebody he was with for a long time, for the kids to let the kids have a 2-parent household, and so that he could see his kids on a regular day basis and be around his kids. But the feelings and the affection that he once had for Brittany is looking like it's fading out. Now, a lot of people say they have like a fake storyline. I don't know, but this is what I'm getting out of their interactions this season. It looks like the love is starting to fade out, and Brittany is trying to get that going again, and he's not too happy. I figured if she would have stayed in Vegas and tried to work on it in Vegas, he might have put in more of an effort. But now that he had to move and uproot his life to a whole nother state, all that keeps weighing on him is the move, how uncomfortable he is, and everything that he gave up for her. And that's weighing on him. Like she told him, if you want to leave, go ahead and leave. Go back, because clearly he's not happy here. He should just head back, and maybe they could try to work on it separately. He in Vegas and her in Florida, and then they could come to a common ground. But it's not looking like anybody want to budge. So the next couple we're going to talk about is Chance and Taylor. So after the bonfire, clearly Taylor forgave Chance within a couple hours.
You are so dumb. You are really dumb. For real.
Chance said sorry. He explained who the girl was, Jessica. And Taylor's happy with the explanation, and she is going to stand by her man.
This is your man.
Yes,
Look at the screen.
that's mine.
That's what you're going to settle for.
I'm gonna stick beside him.
So they wake up. She's put on her makeup. Chance is like, well, you know what? I tried explaining to you, this is what it is. And she was like, but if that's your friend, you know what? I should know about it. And he's like, yeah, but you know, you like to ask 1,001 questions and this and that. Whatever. Taylor done forgave him. She wanted back. Let her have it. If you like it, I love it. So she explains they reconcile, basically. Chance said he had no clothes to go to work, but hopefully he made it there. And they squashed that. Then we see them, they're explaining to the kids that she's going to be induced, and it's because of complications that she had through previous pregnancies, so she decided to get induced. Chance buys the kids a gift because they're not able to come and see the baby being born, and they're getting the bag together so that Chance and Taylor could go to the hospital. Then they get a knock at the door, and at the door, it's Bobby, Taylor's sister. And that's Taylor. I don't know if they're twins. I think they're twins, twin sister. She used to live with her, but then she decided to move out and move to another state. So Bobby was like, you know what? I wasn't there for the other kids. I'm sober. I want to be here for Mason. And she was like, that's great. She said, so how long are you staying? And Bobby's just like, well, I'm staying until further notice because the relationship I was in, I'm not in that relationship no more. So I'm just going to come and help and just be around the kids for a little while. It's family time. So, of course, Chance is mad about this. He's like, well, I guess everybody knew except me. So they make their way to the hospital. It was Taylor's other sister and Chance and Bobby. And, you know, Taylor's getting induced. She's starting to be in some pain. Chance is knocked out in the chair. Then Bobby says she's getting anxiety, so she left. She drove all these hours to come and see Taylor have the baby, but she's not even going to stay for the baby to be born.
What?
She said she's getting anxiety, so she left. Chance is mad because she was supposed to be the one staying there while Chance leaves, because Chance didn't want to be in the hospital the whole time that the baby was born. He wanted to be there for a little bit and then go on his way and go work, I guess.
What?
Or whatever else he does. Wash the houses. I don't understand, why would you want to leave the hospital when your kid is being born? Like, yeah, after he's born, this is when she gonna need the most help. The baby in the stomach, she don't have nothing else to do then. As soon as the baby born, that's when she gonna need the most help. That's when you want to leave? To do what? So Chance get mad, and Taylor looks like she's, about to have this baby soon. She's in a lot of pain. She thought she wasn't gonna feel it. Taylor, I don't understand what you mean you thought you wasn't gonna feel the labor. You have 3 kids. You know what labor feels like. Is nobody not feeling labor. Everybody feels labor. Anyway, the next couple I want to talk about is Sean and Sarah. So we see Sarah, she's in a mirror. She's playing around. She's getting ready for her boob job. She's just like so excited. She's like, I'm about to have some bigger boobs. So she's happy about that. She fills up 2 balloons and she's like, yeah, Sean was right. I might have to get a whole new wardrobe. So Sean walks up and he sees her. He's like, what are you doing? So they're like playing. She's like, yeah, I'm just trying to see what it looked like. And, it gets him a little excited. And Sean's just like, the kids are asleep. So you're trying to get a quickie in? What are you trying to do? And Sarah's just like, no, you know what? I'm not really in the mood. I'm just up here playing around. And he was like, this should be the time you're in the mood. It's quiet. No kids are bothering you. It's just the 2 of us. What's going on? What is going on? Like, Sean has had it. It's been months now. What is going on? So she's just like, nothing's going on. Nothing's going on. And he's like, I know something is going on. What is going on? And she's trying to be like, okay, you know what? I'm going to go have a cigarette. You can come join me. I'm going outside to have a cigarette. So she goes to have a cigarette and Sean is just drilling her because she's trying to stall and he knows something is going on and he just wants to know what is going on. So she finally says, just give me a chance. Let me talk. I'll let you know what's going on. She says, it's Anthony. She didn't even say too much about just it's Anthony. And Sean just flips the script. He's pissed. And she's like, he's been seeing Abby and he's been spending time with her. He was like, what? You told me he was in jail. You told me I never had to worry about him. She was like, well, that was before. Now things have changed. He wants to be in his daughter's life. And he was like, oh, so this is what's been going on. And you been sleeping with him? She's like, no, let's not be serious. He's like, so you changed your hair color. You want bigger breasts. You've been distant. We haven't been having sex. This is what's been going on. And she was like, no, all it has been is me taking her to meet up with him at the park and taking him to my mom's house so that Abby could play with him and be around him. And she said that just by doing that, she felt so guilty. That's the reason why she hasn't been wanting to be intimate with Sean.
Why the fuck you lying? Why you always lying?
I don't think so. I think just all these little things. She changed her hair. She want bigger breasts. She's been putting an effort with how her appearance is ever since she's been around Anthony. Ever since she's been meeting up with Anthony and bringing that daughter to see Anthony, all of a sudden, Sarah is she's making sure she looks good when she goes out. Her lashes, her makeup, everything looks good. Her hair, okay? So that she can see him. So it's no way it's just the guilt. It's I still like Anthony and I still want Anthony and I'm still attracted to Anthony. That's what it is. Because she's attracted to Anthony and she's losing interest in Sean. That's why she hasn't been sleeping with him. And if she know how much it was going to hurt him, she shouldn't have told him anyways. Because it's only going to bring insecureness out of Sean. It's only going to make him feel more insecure. Because now he's not even going to trust you. So you're trying to push him further away from you. I mean, she did do the right thing by telling him. She should have told him the first time instead of keeping it a secret. But I don't know if it's guilt or if she's still trying to be with Anthony. I don't know at this point. Because every time Sarah talk about Anthony, she glows. And every time she go meet up with him, she glows and she's happy. I don't see no guilt there. I don't see no guilt. because guilt would have confessed a long time ago. She wouldn't have been able to hold it that long on her chest if she was guilty. And she was so in love with her husband like she says she is. So I think all these little changes, her makeup, her hair, her breasts, all of these little changes is because she wants Anthony. In my opinion. Let me know what you think in the comments below. So Sean loses it. He's pissed. And he was like, even your mom knew? Your mom reassured me that he was not part of Abby's life in all of this. And I feel, you know what? Blindsided. Like, this is ridiculous. This whole time I've tried to change. You screaming at me, telling me I'm not appreciating you. I tried changing for you. I do all these little things trying to get us back to on track. And this is what you do. If you don't want to be with me, just let me know so I can leave. So Sean's pissed. He was like, you know what? Who's leaving? Are you going to leave or I'm going to leave? And she was like, it's not even that serious. And she's just seemed very calm. She's not looking like she's trying to fight for her man or her husband at that. She's not saying, oh, I'm so sorry. I wish I never did it. I'm never going to do something like that again. I would never withhold anything else from you. I love you. Don't leave. Stay. Let's make it work. She says nothing. She just sits there and smokes a cigarette. It was just like, it's not that serious. You're taking it too seriously. It's not that serious. And that's it. So you sure you don't want to be with Anthony? Because it's given you want to be with Anthony. So Sean gets pissed and he walks out the door. And that's about it for this episode. I really think Sarah is starting to lose interest in Sean and she's gravitating more to Anthony, especially how she said they left their relationship and it's not something that neither one of them wanted. It was just happened. They just ended up going their separate ways. But who knows? But that was it for the episode. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you enjoy my videos and you want to be notified every time I upload a new video.